Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman is a groundbreaking exploration of how the human mind works. Kahneman, a psychologist who won the Nobel Prize in economics, breaks down our thought processes into two distinct systems that constantly battle and cooperate to shape our judgments and choices. Here is a summary of the core concepts, the cognitive biases they create, and the ultimate takeaways. The two systems. At the heart of the book is the idea that our brains operate using two different modes of thinking. System 1, fast, System 2, slow. The relationship between them. System 1 is our default mode. It works by generating impressions, intuitions, and feelings. If endorsed by System 2, these turn into beliefs and voluntary actions. However, System 2 is inherently lazy. It prefers to conserve energy and often accepts the quick, effortless conclusions of System 1 without checking the math. This is where cognitive biases and errors in judgment happen. Key cognitive biases and heuristics. Kahneman explains that System 1 relies on heuristics, mental shortcuts, to navigate the world quickly. While useful, these shortcuts frequently lead to predictable errors. Anchoring. Our tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. For example, if a jacket originally costs $500 but is on sale for $150, the $500 acts as an anchor, making $150 seem like an incredible deal, even if the jacket isn't worth that much. Availability heuristic. We judge the likelihood of an event based on how easily examples come to mind. If you recently watched a news report about a plane crash, you will likely overestimate the danger of flying. WYSIATI. What you see is all there is. System 1 is a storyteller. It takes the limited information it has, constructs a coherent narrative, and acts as if it has the whole picture. It ignores what it doesn't know. Loss aversion. Part of Kahneman's famous prospect theory. He demonstrates that humans are fundamentally risk-averse. Financially and emotionally, the pain of losing is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. For example, losing $100 hurts more than winning $100 feels good. Framing effects. The way information is presented completely changes our reaction to it. A surgery described as having a 90% survival rate sounds much safer than one with a 10% mortality rate, even though they are identical. The two selves. In the final section, Kahneman introduces another duality in human psychology. 1. The experiencing self. The self that lives in the present moment. For example, how do I feel right now? 2. The remembering self. The self that keeps score, maintains the story of our lives, and makes future decisions based on those memories. Crucially, the remembering self does not care about duration. Instead, it judges an entire experience based on two things: the peak, the most intense moment, and the end, how it felt at the very conclusion. This is known as the peak-end rule. Example: a 2-week vacation that was wonderful except for a terrible flight home will be remembered as a bad vacation, because the remembering self overrides the 2 weeks of happiness experienced by the experiencing self. Core takeaways. Don't trust your first impression. Recognize when a situation requires you to slow down, question your intuition, and activate System 2. Beware of lazy thinking. When faced with a difficult question, your brain will often secretly substitute it for an easier one. Force yourself to answer the actual problem. Understand your aversion to loss. Knowing that your brain overreacts to potential losses can help you make better, more rational financial and career decisions.